So this is what I do on my daily. I run my DTF machine. I print transfers all day long, or I hope to all day long. So DTF isn't that easy of a process. Some might think that it is, but it's actually not. It's not a plug in and play. Nothing like the white toner machine. I can pop that thing on. I can leave it without maintaining it for a long while, come back to it, and starts right back up. So it's the same thing with these DTF machines. But this is what I do on the daily, as you can see. So for me, there's a lot that goes into DTF. Obviously, I'm a little further away from the machine, although I generally will wear my mask, even this far away. As you can see, it's right here. I wear it for my protection because of the fumes, even though I have a fume extractor right down here, somewhere that's plugged into the top of my shaker oven. Maybe it's an OCD thing, but I'm smart enough to know that there are still fumes that can be caught. At least that's what I think in my head. So I do have a separate filter, a different kit that I have built. However, it doesn't fit in this window, and I'm having a hard time in this apartment complex that I'm in this apartment that I'm in, being able to add that kit to my shaker and oven. So I'm gonna have to trust that it's a 5-level fume extractor, so I'm gonna trust that it's taken away enough of the fumes that I'll be safe. But again, I still wear my gas mask for that protection, that extra protection anyways. As you can see in my smaller space, that is a 13-inch DTF machine. I will be upgrading to a 24-inch soon. On the right side of that, or on my right side, is the embroidery machine. So I fit all that in this area. In my living room space, I have my heat presses. In my back room, in my office, I have the white toner, sublimation machine, a bunch of other tools. But this right here, the DTF machine, is what I run on the regular. And in doing so, like I said, there's a lot of things that go into it for me. I'm really big on colors. I'm really big on the software. This particular machine uses CAD-Link. I'm very familiar with CAD-Link. I've been on CAD-Link since 2019 actually. So I found my way around and I know how to do some things in there. CAD-Link is so important. The software is so important. Some people think if I just drag an image in there and hit print, it's going to come out beautiful. That's not always the case. You have to be good with your artwork. You have to be good with colors. And sometimes I will even call my customer and say, hey, do you have a color code? Do you know what that's supposed to be? Do you want that a little bit brighter? You want it a little bit darker, a little bit deeper in the color? And I don't have a problem doing that. I want to make sure that I'm doing or giving the best possible product that can come out of this printer. So understanding the software is key. I'm really big on time and temperature of my shaker oven. I want to make sure it's not too hot because I don't want to burn the film. I don't want to ruin that image. And then sometimes when that heat is too high, you may notice that on the opposite side of your film, your image will start to have these little bubbles in there. A lot of that has to do with the amount of heat you have on your shaker oven. So I make sure that I dial the heat in perfectly when I start to run a few transfers. It may not always work the same way for every single last transfer, but being a student of the game, seeing what works for you will go a long way in this process of running DTF. Second is the amount of powder that I know I'm throwing into my shaker. If you have an industrial printer, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. Knowing exactly how much powder you should put in there is also another key. Third is the speed that you have your print coming out at. Why that's important? Because if it's going too fast, it may not allow for that particular print to cure properly as it's going through the oven. Also, it's very important to make sure you stop in between your orders, in between that roll somewhere, and do a cleaning. A lot of people will run straight through transfers without ever stopping and doing a cleaning in between the process. That can ruin your print head pretty quick. There are plenty of steps to creating a high quality DTF transfer. You just have to take your time. Don't rush the process. Learn, because the more that you learn, the better you get, and the better you get, the better your transfers get, and the more happier your customers are. Now, I'm not saying I'm the best DTF transfer guy there has ever been, because I'm obviously not. I refuse to ever give myself a title other than student. I'm a student of DTF, but I'm very well versed in it. However, there's always room to learn something brand new, and there's always another way to do something even better. So I tend to get into a lot of these Facebook groups that I want to be in, because some of them are way too crazy for me. People giving themselves titles. I can't take it. But I'll get into the groups. I'll see what they're doing. I'll add my little piece. And there have been many times that people have taken what I've, any advice that I've given, and they've implemented it into their DTF transfer company, and vice versa. I do the same exact thing as well. I want to make sure that I'm doing everything possible. I want to make sure that I stay open to learning. There's so many knowledgeable people out there. Why not learn from some of the best out there? There's a lot of components that go into really having a successful transfer business, and especially those from home. We're in competition with a lot of these bigger companies, that weren't around doing DTF transfers, and now they are. So we're in competition with those guys too. But I can almost guarantee you that if you continue to push your DTF transfers and they're high quality, you can compete with a lot of these higher name companies. I promise you that. I do that myself now. What I would also advise is that if your machines happen to go down, make sure you have a backup plan. Make sure you know other people that are in the industry who can print for you. I have done that several times, and sometimes when I have massive amounts of orders or they're a large quantity, I'll outsource to somebody that I know can get that done for me at a high quality as well. The last thing I want to have happen is that I'm shooting off the transfers that I offer, and then I outsource, and that transfer is completely horrible. I don't want to do that because I don't want to hurt my business in any way. But another reason that I want to be able to have a backup plan is that I had this happen to me a couple of weeks ago where I had orders that were stacking up on my order list, and they went back for about a week and a half. My machine was down, so I had to add some new parts and pieces to it, and I couldn't find somebody reliable. Everybody was gone, vacations, and some of their machines were down, but I ended up finding somebody anyways who was able to help me. You want to have a backup plan, because trust me, the last thing you want to do is hand out refunds left and right, and then those folks don't want to come back to you or refer you. I can't stand that, and it's the most horrible feeling on this planet, and I don't want that to happen to you. I felt that, and I'm telling you from experience, it doesn't feel good. There is a lot of maintenance with DTF. There is a lot of maintenance. You got to be able to maintenance this thing, because a lot of times they don't come with warranty. Your warranty may run out. Your help that they offer you once you buy the machine, your couple of hours of a training they give you, that may run out as well pretty quick. So make sure that you're learning as much as you possibly can. You're going to be your own tech, I guarantee you that. So this is what I do on a daily. I almost eat, sleep, and breathe my DTF transfer business. I'm trying to grow a successful one. This is what I've always dreamt of back in 2018. I'm still dreaming it today. So I hope that I somehow one day am blessed to be able to open a warehouse, open a big old company that says the Buddy DTF Transfer, something like that. So that's why I do what I do. But on top of that, I was one of those guys who was getting charged up the yin yang for some transfers, and I didn't want to do that to anybody. So if I found the right places to be able to get things at a lower cost and be able to offer transfers to friends and family, whoever, at a lower cost as well, that's what I wanted to do. That's what I keep doing. Although I'm not making, a humongous ton of money from it, it's worth it when I see people happy. But it does hurt my pocket sometimes. So we're going to work on that too. I may go up $1 or so on my transfers. I'm already low. But in order to continue to do what I'm doing, I will have to go up at some point as well. So that's another key thing too, is when you're selling transfers, to make sure you're pricing well, make sure that you're pricing where you'll be able to afford the consumables, because you got to bring them in regularly. Trust me, the way that these things shoot off ink, you're going to be buying ink a lot. Same thing with powder. And same thing with, all the consumables, really. So make sure you're pricing well, and don't undercut yourself. At the same time, don't overprice as well. You want to be able to find a medium in there where you're able to compete with those around you. And again, these bigger name companies, because of course, having that bigger name, they're going to trust that name. You got to be trustworthy as well. But shoot off a couple great transfers to your client, and I guarantee they'll come back, refer you, and you'll build a business from there. So again, that's what I do on a daily, and I want to look out for you guys. So make sure that before you're investing in something like this is a $15,000 machine. Before you make that kind of investment, make sure that you have the customer base for it, and make sure that you're ready for all of the things that come along with it. Most importantly, the maintenance, to make sure that $15,000 keeps running for you every single day, and that it's an ATM machine to be able to give you back that $15,000 plus, $1 million more if you are successful. So that's my DTF spiel for the day. Nothing big. Hope you got something out of it. Hope there's some value somewhere in this video. And again, if you have any questions, if you need any transfers, links below. I don't represent any particular company. I represent myself. I'm building my own brand. And so if you need any transfers, if you need any teching, if you need any parts and pieces, if you need any information, advice, whatever it is, links below, reach out to me, I got your back. And if I don't, I got a small group of people that will as well. 6, 7, or 8 of us that all are super knowledgeable and ready to help you if you need any help with your DTF transfer business or just your machine in general. But anyways, on that note, I'm out.